Hello YouTube world, Mac Daddy 1911 A1 here with the Shade Tree Survivalists. Very first range report after putting a brand new Black Hawk 6" by 9" bipod on old Betsy, as well as testing out the monopod that I manufactured for the rifle the other day. Horrendous. You may have heard me use that conjunction before. I don't know if that's what you really call it, but God almighty knows the results were horrendous. I'm going to show you this, and this is terrible. I mean, Betsy can damn well shoot, and I can damn well shoot, but this go around was, I mean, this is the worst I've shot in years. So I had heard in the past, before I show you this target here, I had heard in the past that if you make any changes to your rifle, you should take one at a time, and then you should go out and test it to see how it affects the shootability of the rifle, if it changes the point of impacts and so forth. And I made two drastic changes. Went from a 9x13 Black Hawk, had purchased a Caldwell bipod, but it was just too, it would not tighten up enough to keep old Betsy. If you bumped it, it would just lean right over and fall over. Not good. So I went and found another Black Hawk 6x9. Didn't have the pan feature where it would pan left to right, but it does have the tilt left to right. Bipod, I put it on there. Perfect. Love it, love it, love it. And then of course the monopod. Found out in the 6" setting on the bench that the carriage head bolt that I have in it, which is a 5" carriage head bolt, is too long. It will not shorten up, so I need to get probably a 3" to do that. So probably going to buy 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5 length carriage head bolt and try those out. And once I get everything squared away, I'll be good to go. On the way home, I think I figured out what was causing it, because it was stringing high and right. And I'm going to go ahead and show you this target. This is 3 separate groups, and I continued to fire trying to bring it, because the first shot was about just over probably about 3/8 of an inch from the outer ring of the bullseye right here. Oh no, yeah, you can see it pretty good. That was the very first shot. So it was a little to the right, and it was high, but it was in there. And then look at it, I mean, just all over the damn place. I'm like, what in God's name is going on here? So I kept shooting and kept trying to bring it back over without making any radical adjustments to the scope, because I know it wasn't in the scope. If the first shot was right here, then I know damn good and well it's not the scope, it's not the rifle, it's me. Something's going on. So I kept fiddling with it and kept trying to bring it over, and I'd shot it up so damn bad I really wasn't sure where the new hits were going. So I moved over to the bottom here, again stringing out to the right, severely to the right. Just, I mean, terrible. And the final group I fired was this one right here, and I was going around that one square pretty good there, and then I got off way down here and then way to hell over here, and I mean, I got so aggravated with it. These were reloads, so it could be some inconsistency in how I'm reloading them. I know the powder's not. I measured them all on my Lee safety scale, and it's a beam scale. It's very, very accurate, down to 1/10 of 1 grain. Very accurate scale, and I made sure it was dead level, perfect, before I dumped it into the funnel, into the cartridge. Finally got aggravated. I flipped the damn monopod forward, and my groups improved drastically, but I don't know if I was aggravated, flustered, or what. It still was not normal group size, because normally I can get it all in to a 1" square without no trouble. So we had, I think, 2 shots here, 1 here, and then 2 way to hell up here. These two, I think the trigger pull surprised me or something. I don't know. My fault. Because I'm telling you, at 100 yards, old Betsy can put them all into one damn hole. Just simple as it is. Because I've done it before many times. Maybe I'm out of practice. When we got there, Scout and I we were alone. And before the place officially opened at 9, we had a bunch of other people arrive, and it just, it blew me out of the water. And, you know, out of common courtesy, they ask you to not to hold up the long range, the rifle benches for more than an hour, because other people, there's only, I think there were 4 of them, 5 of them, and they were all full the moment we sat down. So we sort of felt a little bit, you know, rushed to get our shots in and get it over with. I did video it, but the video, I had to zoom in. The optical zoom would not get in close enough to actually see the shots, so I opted to go to the digital zoom, and it was terrible. The first 2 strings the first string you could see really well. The second string, the sun had got into the sky just right, and it bleached out the color completely on the target, and you could barely make out the center hits, much less the ones in the far left hand corner that I was showing you earlier. These right here. So it was, you know, I had a great time, but I got frustrated because I'm not used to missing like that. I'm used to driving them right where I want them to go, and so it could have been the temperature was about 50 degrees, but there was 0 wind. 0 wind. There's a very, very, very slight breeze that I could feel on my ears and my neck when we first got there, and it completely died out by 9 a.m. and before we ever took the first shot. I don't know. So we'll have to go back to the drawing board on the monopod. Definitely need a shorter screw, and I think if I were shooting prone at absorbing the recoil and so forth a little better, it would be good. But I know I'm going to have to, you know, the flat backside, you've probably got 1/4 to 1/2 inch between it and the framework of the gun, so it can tilt rearward, it can tilt forward. I've got to do something about that. When I was driving home, I was thinking that as I fired, it would move the gun to the rear and compress my muscles and stretch all the, you know, move the rifle. And it's probably allowing it to tilt forward, and so the rear of the stock's moving down. That could be throwing my shots high and right. I don't know that to be the truth. I do know that I took it off, and there was a dramatic improvement. That is not good enough, not for me. But I know there was a huge, huge difference between those damn groups and this damn group. And then I ran out of ammo, so we went ahead and called it good. Scout, we was out shooting with us also. He still only has iron sights for his AR-15, and at 100 yards, this 12-inch by 12-inch target sits squarely on his front post, on his front sight. So couldn't get any fine groups with his, but he was on the paper. 7mm Magnum, he did pretty good with that. Need some better rings for it, and the rounds he were firing were some of my first reloads I did for him with the original Collet dried resizing die and crimping and bullet seating die, whatever the hell you call them. And the bullets were loose in some of those, okay? And in the last ones I did for him, I did 5 or 6 or something for him, and I had the new dies after I broke the original, and we're able to get a factory crimp on those, and the bullets were stationary, so the shots are going to land at different points of impact because of that. You got to be consistent. I'm still learning how to do this. These were all reloads, all had Hornady 168 grain AMAX bullets, 43 grains of Winchester 748 powder with Winchester large rifle primers. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was all Winchester brass. But anywho, just an update video on the monopod. when I do the modifications to it, I'll make another video and put up, and then when I get out to the range, maybe next time I can do a little bit better with the camera. I use the little tripod it's sitting on now, and as you can see, it wiggles even with just banging on the table. So next time I'm going to take the full-blown tripod and go from there. But anywho, this is Mac Daddy 1911A1 with the Shade Tree Survivalist. Thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a great day.